Hello everyone. The WinTask scripting language supports variables that allow commonly used values to be stored in memory for later use by the compiled script as it executes. Using variables is as easy as specifying the name of the variable and assigning a value. Except for arrays, variables do not need to be declared before use. Consider the following line of script. The read function will open file.txt and reads the first line of the file into a string variable named line. The script can then extract the desired information from the string contained in the line variable. Notice the $sign in the syntax? As with functions that return a string variable names must end with the $sign character. Strings are typically made up of characters and are often used to store human-readable data, such as words or sentences. Integers, on the other hand, do not have a $sign. An integer is a whole number, not a fractional number, that can be positive, negative, or 0. Integer values in the WinTask scripting language range from -2 to +2 billions binary. Integer variable names cannot end with the character. Real values are not supported in WinTask. They have to be stored as strings. And add, divide, multiply, and subtract functions allow operations on rails. Here is an example. We will have real1 and real2 added with the function add and stored in the string result. Let's see the result. There are also a special type of variables in WinTask called system variables. These help us manage how scripts run. All system variables start with the hashtag symbol. Let's explore ignore errors. By setting this to 1, WinTask overlooks any errors and keeps going. For example, we'll attempt to use a Chrome window that isn't currently open. Normally, this stops the script. But with ignore errors set to 1, WinTask ignores this issue. As we try this, you'll notice it takes WinTask a bit of time to move past the error. This delay gives us the perfect chance to introduce another system variable, action timeout. Setting this to just 2 seconds, we instruct WinTask to wait a shorter amount before making a decision on an error. So, after setting hashtag action timeout, when we try ignore errors again, the script quickly skips over the missing Chrome window and proceeds to display our message box with the sum of two numbers. Now, let's see what happens when we set ignore errors back to 0. This time, WinTask behaves as it normally would, which means it doesn't ignore errors. When it tries to use the Chrome window and finds that it isn't open, the script halts, and it shows us an error message saying that the Chrome window cannot be found. Because of this, we never see the message box that was supposed to display the sum of the two numbers. This demonstrates how crucial the ignore errors setting is for controlling script execution, especially in scenarios where an error might otherwise interrupt your workflow. To learn more about system variables, head to the Function tab, select a variable, and click Help for detailed information. Now that you know all variable types, one-dimension arrays are supported in WinTask. They have to be declared at the very beginning of the script using the dim function. It won't work if they are declared mid-script. The maximum size of an array is 65,535. The first element of an array starts at index 0, and what this means is that declaring dim data, 1000, is actually an integer array of 1001 elements. To use position 0 of the array, we write this syntax and it will hold value 5. Arrays can also hold strings, and all you have to do is add a $sign like this, dim, string data, $sign, and 1000. But as I just mentioned, arrays must be declared at the beginning of the script. To store a value in a position of the array, you can call the array by typing string data and then in the parentheses state your placement. We'll go with the first position and add the word value. The WinTask scripting language supports assignment with equals symbol like I just did with the string data. Arithmetic operator. Plus. Minus. Multiplied. Divided. Logical operators. Equal. Not equal to. Greater than. Smaller than. Greater or equal. smaller or equal, and or, and also a string concatenation operator. Plus, like we can see here in this message box, operators take an argument on either side and can be combined into longer combinations. Logical operators are used in conjunction with conditional statements such as if, while, and repeat. Let's see how we can use conditional statements in WinTask. First up, let's talk about the if statement. Imagine we've got a temperature reading, let's say 10 degrees Celsius. Now, if you want to check if it's really hot outside, you'd write something like this. If the temperature is greater than 30, then display a message saying it's very hot outside. Otherwise, tell me it's nice. And if. But, because our temperature is only 10 degrees, the script will tell us it's nice outside. Though, honestly, 10 degrees? That's pretty chilly, right? So, let's tweak our code a bit. We can use the and operator to make our condition more realistic. Like this. If the temperature is less than 30 and also greater than 15, then it's nice outside. Otherwise, it's not so great. Now, this is better. But what if we've got a bunch of conditions to check, like identifying what day of the week it is? Using if statements back to back can get messy. For example, let's make use of the weekday function to get an integer of which day of the week it is. To check if it's the weekend, you might say, if the day is Saturday, say it's the weekend. Or if it's Sunday, also say it's the weekend. Otherwise, it's not the weekend, sadly. This works, but imagine you want a specific message for each day. That's a lot of ifs and else ifs, right? Here's where select case comes handy. It's like a cleaner, more organized way to handle multiple conditions. Let's use select case to check the day of the week. For Monday, set the day to Monday. For Tuesday, to Tuesday, and so on, until Sunday. And we must write and select to complete it. Then, you just pop up a message box saying, today is, followed by the day. Simple, right? Select case lets us neatly handle lots of different scenarios without cluttering our code with too many ifs. Iterations, or loops, are key in programming and just as important in RPA. WinTask offers two main types of loops to help with automating repetitive tasks, the while/when and the repeat/until. Although they have similar functions, how you use them depends on your specific needs. Let's start with the while/when loop, perfect for repeating actions as long as a certain condition stays true. This loop checks the condition before running the code inside it. For example, to count from 1 to 3 and show each number, here's what we do. We set count to 1. Then, while count is less than or equal to 3, it displays a message. I'm using $$ here to turn the count into a string, so we can add it to our message. We end this with when, and you'll see it counts and then stops after 3. If count started at 4, we wouldn't see any messages, showing how the while/when loop checks conditions first. Now, for the repeat/until loop, it's a bit different. This loop makes sure we do something at least once before checking if we should continue or stop. It's great for when we need to act first, then decide. Like flipping a coin. We'll keep flipping until we get heads. For randomness, we use the random function with 1, giving us a number between 0 and 1. If it's 0, that's tails. Otherwise, it's heads. We keep going until we flip heads. Let's try it. First tails. Then heads, and we're done. This shows why repeat/until is great for uncertain outcomes, checking conditions after the action. Thanks so much for watching. For more examples and help automating tasks, check WinTask's help section. Also, see our Excel to web automation video in the description. It shows how to use these loops for practical tasks, like going through Excel rows until they're done. Please like and subscribe for more tutorials. Have a great day.